I have taught for 10 years as a professor of the Texas Business School. One day, while I was teaching management strategies, decision-making, and consumer analysis, I asked such questions. Will the things I teach help students live happily? Sadly, I wasn't sure. So I met my successful students. One thing I learned is that academic and professional success does not necessarily make one live a full and happy life. This realization had led me to skepticism about my job, as I've always believed that the main purpose of education is to lead people to a happier life. After a long time of questioning, I finally decided to try something new. I decided to open a new class to provide an opportunity to discuss the most important question in life. The class title, A Happy and Full Life. When I first submitted the proposal to school, I had no idea how well it would work. Peer professors and faculty members said, "Raj, you know how self-centered and conceited business students are. They're just interested in making money. They're not interested in happiness or fulfillment." However, as soon as the lecture was open, students flocked. And I won the Professor of the Month award for this lecture. The following year, I was nominated as Professor of the Year and received the highest professor rating in the history of my school. Because my lecture was recommunicated by word of mouth, agencies and businesses such as the National Science Foundation requested me to lecture for them. By summer of 2015, I had taught more than 1,000 students and my class was registered on the global online lecture platform, which attracted nearly 100,000 students in January of 2016. I still get thank you emails from the students who took my course. Last week I started taking your course again from the beginning, not because it's difficult, but because I want to listen to the lecture once again to fully understand the message. It's not enough to describe it as a very useful lecture, it's a great one. Meeting Professor Raj's happiness lecture is the greatest thing that happened in my life. I'm not kidding. The 3 reasons why my lecture succeeded are as follows. First, a serious desire to understand what factors determine the happiness and fulfillment of life. Second, a combination of scientific experiment and understanding of what is necessary to a happy life. Third, the level of happiness of students who took the actual course was very high at the end of the lecture. To give a clear picture of the lecture to more people, I wrote a book called If You're So Smart, Why Aren't You Happy? Now, as a starting point for a happy life, I would like to talk about the first thing you should do. Write down the positive and negative things in a straightforward way for at least 2 weeks. You can never know unless you try it out. I call it a whisper of heart, and it is an honest record of what comes naturally every day. In the past 5 years, I have carried out the Whisper of Heart project with more than 1,500 people, and a startling revelation emerged that what they recorded as whispers of the heart were much more negative than their respective expectations. We did, however, anticipate that there may be some negative thoughts, but records provided a clear indication of the magnitude and intensity of the negative thoughts. Students had expected an average of 25 to 40% of negative thoughts. However, in reality, 50 to 70% were negative. It was a clear contrast to the expectations of the students. Furthermore, we discovered 7 specific causes that trigger negative thoughts. I call them the 7 deadly sins to happiness. Devaluing happiness, pursuing supremacy, longing for love, over-controlling everything, disbelieving others, diligently or casually pursuing a passion, addiction to reasons. The bottom line is that you need to get rid of the 7 deadly sins to happiness and build the habits necessary for happiness in order to live a happy life.